Hi guys, what is up? My name's Tom from the Mynameisglasgow YouTube channel, where we've been playing a lot of Elder Scrolls Online. I don't know if we ever uploaded any Oblivion to it. We're definitely playing it on Twitch. You can follow us over there and actually see us playing Oblivion and other Bethesda titles. Not just Bethesda titles, we also do a little bit of other stuff. We've done some Sea of Thieves, some Starfield, which is a Bethesda title. But yeah, you can follow us on Twitch and watch us playing games. We do upload those to the YouTube page after the stream is done. So be sure to check it out. However, today is a bit of a different kind of video. We're doing something completely new today. What we are looking at is basically, hopefully, everything that we know up until this point about the Oblivion remaster, and whether or not the Oblivion remaster actually exists, and hopefully we can decipher some sort of information from it. So, without any further ado, let's have a look at the rumours and the speculation. So firstly, to see exactly what is happening with the Oblivion remaster, we have to go way back to the start, to the first time the Oblivion remaster was actually mentioned, which was in 2023. When there was the FTC versus Microsoft trial, when Microsoft was trying to buy Activision Blizzard. And what they done then was there was a bunch of documents that got published along with the Bethesda or the ZeniMax. Well, I'm sure it was Bethesda. It was their documents that got published because 2021, sorry, I was looking at my dates there, because in 2021 Microsoft obviously bought out the parent company ZeniMax Media. So within that document, it started with the financial year of 2022, where we saw that there was an Oblivion remaster and an Indiana Jones game scheduled for release. In 2023, we had Doom Year Zero and the DLC, we had Project Kestrel, Project Platinum, and in 2024 it gave us the Elder Scrolls 6 Project Kestrel expansion, a licensed IP game, Fallout 3 Remaster, Ghostwire, Dishonored 3, and Doom Year Zero DLC. Now, obviously, some of those things either didn't come to fruition or they got delayed. For instance, the Indiana Jones game that was set up for the financial year 2022 didn't actually get a release until December 2024, so two full years after the initial announcement, but the initial leak, or the what they had planned. We also didn't get Doom Year Zero. That's not a thing at all. But what we did get was Doom: The Dark Ages, which is obviously it's obviously just the same project. Yeah. So we heard about the Oblivion remaster back then, and let's jump forward, because obviously in 2022 we didn't actually get that Oblivion remaster at all. So let's jump a little bit forward in time to the most recent leaks that we've had, or rumours and speculation that we've had. So firstly, obviously Bethesda, ZeniMax have not actually officially confirmed anything to do with the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remake, or that it's even in the works. There was a tweet, and I'm going to try and find it and I'll pop it up on the screen, where someone asked them about it on Twitter or X, and they basically said that there's nothing in the pipeline, or they don't know anything about it, or I can't actually remember the exact wording of it, but it basically said, no, this is not a thing. However, someone who claimed to be a developer on it, or on the new remake or new remaster, before the leaked documents, did mention it, and did reveal that a remake was in fact being developed. There's a little bit more about that, which we'll get into in a little second, which might put the speculation to rest, but we'll look at that in just a little second. So, the release date, let's look at the release date first, just in case. So, firstly, it was, I think the first leak we saw said something about April 10th, or the week of April 10th as being the release date. Obviously, April 10th has came and passed, and it's not happened. Then there was a user on Twitter or X, called Detective Seeds, who seems to have quite a lot of the information, and I'm not sure if he's the leaker that has been mentioned in some other things that I've been reading, but I'll get into that in a little second. However, he tweeted just recently saying, look for the Oblivion Remake game week of April 21st after the ESO anniversary event ends. Initial info timeline was off. I own it. It happens doing this. Highly confident on dropping after the event concludes, as it is from more than one person. The project is 100% real for those doubting it. Sorry, the bit that showed up said show more, but it just says it. So, that was from Detective Seeds, who seems to have a lot of information on the Oblivion Remake. So, yes, the ESO anniversary event is currently active and currently still going on as the time of recording this. And as you would know, if you've been watching the streams on the Mynameisglasgow channel, we've actually been playing away with the anniversary event, or we've been playing away on ESO, and we can quite clearly see the anniversary event is going on at the moment. The anniversary event is due to end in literally just a few days. And yeah, if this is true, it means that they're waiting until that's over and done with before they reveal anything or drop anything. Now, one of the big things that I don't know if I'm having issues with it as such, but one of the big things is the fact that everything we read is talking about how it's going to shadow drop. Now, basically what that means is basically no marketing, no prior announcement, and even if there is a prior announcement, it'll be like a day before saying, hey, here's the Oblivion Remake, it's going to be out in 2 hours, like that's probably the most announcement we're going to get. So a lot of people have been kind of against it and saying, well, Bethesda's not going to do something like this because, the Oblivion remaster would be such a big game, so why would they try and just shadow drop it? Like, why would they just put it out without any sort of prior announcement? However, what I do find interesting, and I speak about this quite a lot, was at E3 in 2015, I think it might have been, when they announced Fallout 4. And yeah, Fallout 4 didn't shadow drop. It wasn't just like, hey, look, it's out tomorrow. But it was literally a few months. So I think E3 2015 took place in maybe June or July or maybe August. I feel like it was around summertime, and I could be wrong. And then we got the drop of the game on October 23rd. Was it October 23rd? That's when the bombs dropped, isn't it? We got the release literally a few months after the game was announced, which was quite big, especially in the sense of we got the Elder Scrolls 6 announcement a few years ago, and we've still got nothing on it. The fact that they were able to announce that and then just have it out within a few months, and not just that, but even the mobile game of Fallout Shelter, I'm pretty sure was on the day. Like, they announced that at E3 and they were like, and you can play it tonight, you can download it like right now, basically. So let's be honest, it's not really out of the realm of possibility for Bethesda to be doing this. Todd Howard, who was at E3 2015, I think it was after it, he did say that they try and not go to E3 unless they have something big to show or something big to announce. So, it isn't completely out of the realm of possibility for them not to do a big run up towards this game. So, let's look at Detective Seeds. I don't know if this is the person that this article talks about. However, another piece of information that I found from 2 days ago talks about the leaker that actually originally done this has now deleted his accounts. And when the accounts went offline, quite a lot of news outlets were running with this and kind of taking that as, well, this is obviously fake. The accounts have now dropped, their accounts have now been deleted and stuff. However, there is an update to this as well, as of today, as of April 14th, which basically says, it was Detective Seeds. His account was hacked, and the account is now back online and wasn't deleted or anything. It obviously means the leak wasn't accurate, as obviously his original thing of April 10th has passed, but he has, when was his, I'm trying to see, I've got a bunch of pages opened here, so his April 6th was when he corrected himself to say the week of April 21st is going to be the remake, or going to be when it drops. So yeah, that's just an interesting piece of information. The account is back up. Detective Seeds lives on. Everything is good. People have been talking about, obviously we spoke about them shadow dropping it and whether or not Bethesda would actually go around and do something like that. I highly believe yes, they would, due to the Fallout 4 situation and the Fallout Shelter situation, and just bringing it out and saying, hey, here's the thing. So we've got absolutely no trailer as of the moment. Obviously, no trailer, no announcement, no nothing. An interesting thing that happened last week was that all the trailers were taken off of Steam for the original version of Oblivion, and I read some comments regarding that, and basically people assuming that what that meant was the trailer was going to be dropping soon. It basically would stop people who are going to Google Oblivion trailer and they're going to get shown the old one. That's why they're taking it down. Don't know if that's true, but it's something that makes sense. Is it going to be available on every console? We don't know. Obviously, Bethesda or ZeniMax has recently, I'm saying recently, like a few years ago, was bought over by Microsoft, which means they're now part of the Microsoft family. I don't know if they are going to keep Oblivion to be an Xbox exclusive, or is it going to come to PlayStation 5? Is it going to come to Switch, PS4 and stuff? I'm not sure. I would assume if it's real that yes, it is. Because why on earth would it's business at the end of the day? Why would you lose out on all that money? You know. But at the same time, it's owned by Microsoft now. I don't know. We really can't comment on it because we have no idea. What else have we got? This is a bit of an interesting one. If it's real, the rumour is that it's not even being done by Bethesda. The Oblivion remake is reportedly going to be developed by Virtuous, who is a company that focuses on supporting the development of some of the biggest titles or helping to get existing titles onto new platforms. We don't know. That seems like it could be true. And because it's going through them, that's where the Unreal Engine 5 rumour comes from, because releasing it on the Unreal Engine 5, is that completely out of the realm of possibilities? No. At the end of the day, we're sitting here in 2025 talking about a Oblivion remake. You know, nothing really is out of the realm of possibilities if this is real. So it could be on Unreal Engine 5. I mean, that could be an actual thing. We don't know. What else have we got? Let's have a look. I've got a bunch of pages up here, a bunch of notes about the leak itself. We did have the ESO Direct as well the other day. If you go onto our Twitch, you can actually watch. We had a watch party where we sat and we watched it, and we spoke about everything. And there was a bit where we kind of thought that they were going to maybe drop it during the ESO Direct, which would have been really cool. That didn't happen. That's fine. But it would have been really, really cool. There is something that says the reason it's not happened yet is because it could just simply not exist. At the end of the day, the original leak was a good few years ago, and production could have ceased in the project, even potentially getting canned before it stepped too far into its development. It's not a likelihood that we want to visit. Yeah, this is on the Mirror. The Mirror are talking about it. That's what they say about it. Could it have got canned? It could have. Let's be honest, but there's a lot of stuff that's coming out just now. When were they talking about it? A few days ago. So it could have been canned for all we know. It could have been shut down. I feel like there's maybe more information that we do have, but that seems to be about the kind of big information. There's not really much more that we do know apart from that, which is honestly, let's be honest, it's nothing. We don't really know anything. We've had no information. Bethesda have been quiet on release front. recently, so there could be something coming. Is it an Oblivion remake? Maybe, maybe not. We just need to wait and find out. Either way, let's see, when is the anniversary, ESO anniversary over? So the anniversary event ends on April 22nd at 10 AM EDT. So that is literally just, let's look at my calendar, next Monday. So we could have it as early as next Monday if the rumours are true that this game is going to shadow drop and just appear out of nowhere. We could have it next week. If not, we might never get it. However, that seems to be everything we know about the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake or remaster. Whether or not it's a thing, it's been about 15 minutes to say we really don't know. Hopefully we find out. We're hoping it's real. We're hoping we're manifesting it. Let's hope for the best, and we'll see what happens next week. But until then, have fun watching some ESO on the channel, and I'll see you all next time.